Well, let's move into our first segment of the podcast. It's a thing called the second fiddle. This is where we're going to be like showing our love for unsung heroes, scene stealers, character actors. Speaking of speaking of Michael Madsen, character actors. Let's give them some spotlight, let's. Basically, the idea of this segment is like just giving picking a couple of top performers who maybe are mostly relegated to supporting roles, but never and have been flying under the radar. And let's celebrate these actors. Now, I don't know your list. We decided to pick just two each. Let's start with you, Angel. Give me
Wait. Can I do
an
a shameless?
actor.
Let me do a shameless plug.
Yeah.
Not just kidding. I have other cups I will be unveiling for future shows. Okay, I gotta write them. I wrote down on my notes.
Okay.
I know who they are, but just for like notable flicks. So if I go first, I'm going first, and I mentioned
Yeah.
it before to you. Ben
Mhm.
Foster. Ben Foster's
Oh
my guy.
yes, great pick.
Yes, I loved him since the first time I saw him, and it was funny because the first time I really remember seeing him was in, and I know he was an Alpha Dog. That was his big pop, but was in 30 Days of
Mm.
Night, and all he played was kind of, it
Oh,
might
okay.
be, yeah. I'm a huge Silver Surfer fan, so he was almost like the herald
Mm.
for the vampires. I like that aspect, and I like that he was just grimy and dirty, but there was something. It's weird because you could even have a small part, but for some reason you can you can make a big role out of very little screen time, and if you have it can you can still pull that presence. You know what I mean? Hold on, I'm getting a
Yeah.
delivery.
You didn't tell me you're like on video.
Put it here. Just put her down. Okay, go. This is live. That was my
uh,
assistant.
I
But you know
think
what I mean? Yeah, sorry.
I think the first time I really noticed his acting chops was in 310 to Yuma,
Oh yeah.
where he was. And there was actually a couple up before that. Maybe the Punisher movie, the first Punisher movie with Tom.
You know, you wouldn't even know that's him though. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's such a small role, and he's got like red hair, and he's a nerd. And he's got the remember he's got all the piercings,
And then the
and that
Punisher
was
movie.
one of the things. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got all the piercings and stuff. And I think what John Panay was the other like nerd guy that lived in Rebecca
Yeah.
Romijn's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
sorry, I
right.
watched that show.
The
I watch
Thomas
that show all the
James.
time, dude.
Yeah.
I do. I watch that movie constantly.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, I
I think
didn't
with
say that because yeah.
no, but I think with 310 to Yuma was the first time I really go, oh, this guy is actually a really, really deep actor and deserves a lot more credit than is getting. Um, and he recently, or not recently, but like maybe in the last 10 years, like Hell or High Water, great
Oh yeah,
performance
so
for
good,
him. Yeah.
real
So
good.
yeah, he definitely is. That's a great pick because he's definitely deserves more because he has the quality to lead a project. He has definitely the quality and the chops to lead like big movies. But he's kind of, I don't know, he's getting like these smaller independent films, and maybe that's his corner, and he's fine with that. But yeah, he's definitely a great pick. That's a great pick. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. I looked him up, and his parents are I think literally one was like maybe a I don't want to put I don't know if it's 100% right, but like almost like a hippie. Like
Mm,
they didn't push like hey be famous, a lot of money this that. So it's kind of like his priorities might be different. So he doesn't he maybe he's picking
mm,
performance over
yeah.
pay and screen time. But like you said, and I knew it in 310 that some of the scenes he was in, very small roles, but he stole. He stole the attention, he stole everything when he was there. It's just in the little like oh, it's like because Kevin Durant, who I also say is one of my favorite secondary actors, he's in that flick too. And
Hmm.
he's it's just a very I don't know, dude. It's when he's in there, it's like I'm just drawn to him. It's just his performances. I don't know what it is. And like so like we're talking about 310. It's so funny because those are the ones I wrote down: 310, Alpha Dog, Hell or High Wire.
Yeah.
Those were my references to showing his chops. Like if anybody said, "Who's this guy?" Those 3 flicks, they're going to give you a very good idea of this guy's like his prowess. And but like you said, he's like right now he's like dancing on the rim, and
Mhm.
he's just about to jump in. You know what I mean? And dude, he was Angel,
Yeah,
right?
for
He played
X-Men. Yeah.
X-Men, yeah.
Yeah.
Very small role, but I mean, and it's weird because he still looks so young. And X-Men's an older flick, so these guys like they're timeless, or I don't know. Hollywood makes you stay young forever. I get it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, especially these guys, these younger guys, or in their 40s now. But yeah, they kind of have that distinguished, youthful way about them. Yeah. Um, should I go with my pick? My
Yeah,
first
go
pick.
you.
Here's with this one, I this really just popped in my head this week, and here's an actor who actually had his shot. I mean, he's a little bit older actor now. He he had a string of leading roles, but for whatever reason, I don't know, people maybe have forgotten about him, or uh, um, but I always loved this guy, and I always thought that this guy deserves to be like a major movie star, but he never got it. He's like kind of a medium, you know. He's not a B actor, but he is definitely someone who I think deserves more props. Eric Bana. I think
Oh,
Eric Bana deserves more love. And look, there's an argument that he's maybe a little bit over the hill now because he's much older now. But during the early 2010s, he was hitting Troy, Hulk. Munich is like a great fucking showcase of his talent. He's just so good in Munich.
go back
But
to Chopper, baby.
Chopper,
Chopper.
I was
Oh, sorry.
but I was gonna bring up Chopper because Chopper was the one movie that really introduced him to us, at least internationally. And I would compare that performance in Chopper to Bronson's what's his
Yeah,
name? Tom
Hardy.
Hardy's
Yeah,
performance in Bronson.
yeah. It's like a
Very,
mirror almost.
yeah, very much having a conversation with each other. It's very similar. Yet, Hardy's a big star right now. He's in this, the Venom franchise, and for some reason, Banner's not that guy. Yes, he was the original Hulk, but I
That's
don't
my
know.
favorite Hulk. My favorite Hulk, dude.
Hmm.
I love the Avengers, but physically looking, my favorite Hulk by far. He's probably my favorite Banner too, because
Yeah.
Banner, they made him funny in Avengers, but Hulk doesn't fuck around, dude. He's not a jokester, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and then I think with Chopper, right? I think his first major American part or Hollywood part would be right after
Black Hawk.
Chopper was Black Hawk Down, and that was the moment where like, oh, this guy is ready. This guy is ready,
Yeah,
and
he was
yeah,
Groot, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what was his character name, but he was like kind of the veteran. He was the guy who
Yeah,
saw it all, and he just loved the game. Very
dude.
skilled.
The best part is when he's there in the cafeteria, and that one like commanding officer says, "Why is it safety that weapon?" And he's like, "This is my safety right here." It's so good, man. And then the other guy has to come up and be like, "Hey, he's been in country for like 2 weeks. He hasn't eaten a real meal in like
Yeah,
in like 8 days. Give him some
yeah,
slack."
yeah.
But dude, Eric Bana, that's a great choice. But it's weird because so I was just thinking of people who hadn't popped, but I wasn't thinking about the ones who had
Yeah.
and kind of are getting the second and third roles now because he's falling into the whole he's falling into like almost like he's doing it backwards, you know what I mean? Which is sad because he's still good.
Yeah, he's I think the last couple of years he's been going back to Australia. He's an Australian actor. And working there, maybe that's his distance away from Hollywood, maybe that has, you know, worked against him maybe, but the reason why I picked him, like there is a Netflix series coming out, Untamed, which I just learned about, and I go, oh great, perfect, this is a perfect vehicle for him. Maybe TV is going to be the territory for him to explore and become bigger. Untamed looks really cool. It's a Yosemite park ranger murder mystery thing. Looks really cool.
Huh.
He's like when he's like the main guy tracking down somebody, he's always great. Like that's must see TV for me. So I really that's seeing that trailer this past week made me realize like how much now not only how much I loved Eric Bana, but how much I really kind of miss him as like kind of as a character. And plus, he has comedy shops. He started in sketch comedy, and he was in that Adam what's the name Sandler movie, the Adam Sandler movie. What was that called? Is it?
I remember from the Sandler movie, dude.
He had like a fun little. He played a funny people. It was a Judd Apatow movie.
Oh,
Uh,
okay,
he-
yeah. You know what? I never really I've seen bits and pieces. Not even
wha-
enough to know he was in there. I thought you
wha-
meant one of the Adam Sandler movies he did, like Adam Sandler made it.
right. But it showed he was able to tap into his original comedy chops because he started in Australia. He started as a sketch comedian, and then he for some reason because of the Chopper's actually darkly funny if you think about it. And but I think after Black Hawk Down, he somehow got himself known as this dramatic actor, and with Funny People, he was able to kind of tap back into those comic roots. He's not like a overly funny guy, but he's great. He's just fun. It's great to see him. I'm just saying that he has many layers and many talents that he could use if he wants to. He doesn't have to just be uh the brooding leading man. He could do a bunch of stuff.
And he's always like a soldier type. Even when you think about Troy,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
basically the
Oh, he's
soldier,
great.
and
Yeah, he's
he
always
was
great.
he was in Lone Survivor, right? So he's always playing. But dude, I just looked this filmography. Okay, I watched this animation, and it was awesome. Memoirs of a Snail. Have you heard about that?
Oh yeah, no, I heard of it. I haven't seen it. Yeah, is he the
Okay, it's
voice?
weird. Yes, he's voicing one of the characters, not the main characters, but
Mm.
I remember because it looked crazy. I like, dude. If it just looks different, I'm gonna try it. And I remember seeing, I saw the preview, and I was like, crazy. So I put it on, and I lost my wife in 5 minutes. And dude, it was so cool.
Yeah.
It was just really cool. And then so I was looking at his filmography, and he had the voice for one of the characters. I was like, damn. You forget that a lot of times if you're not seeing their face, that doesn't mean they're not working.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The dude, there I can't believe how many actors voice video games now.
Oh,
It
well,
is
that's a lot. That's a lot.
insane.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, you don't have
You
to
think
get dressed up, you don't have to go into makeup. It's so cheap, so easy to
sometimes?
make money that way.
Yeah, sometimes they take the full image of the face. Like
Yeah,
Norman Reedus is a character in these video games. You know.
it's insane.
Um, so- all right, let me hear your second pick for second fiddle.
Okay, and I always put this guy in there, and I've talked about him so many times. Kyle Gallner,
Oh
he's the
yeah,
guy,
great pick.
dude.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love that guy. Yeah,
you see Strange Darlings?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, he was
Awesome.
great in that. Yeah, but the first time I saw him was, I want to say it was in this TV show called The Outsiders. And the only other one from that is the guy that plays, well, it's actually got like everything else, it's got the guy who played Opie. I can't remember his name, but he's Remember the Titans, the big white guy. He played Opie in Sons of Anarchy. I I'm
Oh yeah,
horrible at
yeah,
names.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that guy's awesome. He's
yeah.
amazing. It's him, and then
Ryan something, I think. Yeah.
yeah, and it was so funny because I didn't know it was the guy from Remember the Titans until like I was way into Sons of Anarchy. And then okay, the guy that was in the show Hack, or was it called Hack? He was a cab driver, but he was kind of like a vigilante dude. The big white guy from Green Mile.
Oh,
I forget. Dude.
Michael Clark Duncan? No, is
No,
that what you're talking about?
that's a big black guy, the big white guy.
Oh,
Um,
David Morris. David Morris.
yes, dude, and I love him. Okay, so those two are in the show, but they're like, it's literally about like hill people, like Appalachian mountain people.
Right,
And
right.
like, yeah, and they come into town and they rob a store, but they trade, like they give people there like handmade wooden dolls. That's like how they pay since they don't have money. And then he's in that flick, dude, and he is so good. And for some reason, it's the way he says his lines and the eyes, the when he makes his contact, dude. I don't know. There's something like he has to explode. He's gonna become the biggest star in the world. He has to. He's so good. But I
Yeah,
think it's the roles he's taking aren't getting him out there enough.
poor guy.
Horror
And
and independent.
yeah, but like he's the Smile franchise. He's kind of
Yeah.
known for. You turned me on to a movie called This Passenger, which I thought
Oh,
was
that's
terrific.
that's one of my favorite flicks with him. It is so good, and so many people aren't watching that. It is so good, dude.
I know that movie was awesome. A lot of people, I haven't seen this movie, but a lot of people talked about Dinner in America. Is that what it was? But that's supposedly another dark comedy
Oh, that he's in.
that he's in. Yeah, but yeah, Smile, the Smile franchise. He's and then also he was in the first Scream reboot or whatever
Yeah,
relaunch. But yeah, a
which
lot
is
of people
sad.
talk.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
because those small movies, he's gonna make more money than the independent movies that we're talking
mm.
about.
That's a great pick. Yeah, so Kyle
Hey,
Gallner, yeah,
Gellner, and dude, I
Gallner,
told
Gallner.
you, he's in a flick called Ghosts of War.
Mm.
That movie is so good, dude. It dances between like sci-fi and fantasy and horror. And like everybody that sees it really likes it because it's like I got my brother to watch it, I got his kid to watch it, my kid to watch it. It's just so cool the way they tell the story. But he's in it, and I want to say you'll notice like 3 or 4 more guys in it that are famous, but it fell under the radar. So it basically it's like a bunch of really good second and third guys. There's really no first in it. I think that's the
Mm.
magic of that movie, and it's equally split up. But you got to check it out. Ghost of War. It's like one of his really good flicks.
Let me reveal my second pick, my last pick for second fiddle. I want to pick an actress because I wanted to pick an actor and an actress. Uh, this one, I just kind of like this actress. I mean, she's just awesome in everything she does, and I think this is perfect example of someone who's always getting, is always the second fiddle. Julianne Nicholson, who is probably I guess, best known for Mirrors of Easttown. She was the best friend of Kyle or Kate Winslet, and she, heartbreaking performance there. I think my maybe first interaction with her her talents was in Boardwalk Empire, where she's really good. She's mostly known as a TV actress. Um, she's just recently was in this show, Hulu show, Paradise, which is a really interesting show. I liked it a lot, although not 100% with all the episodes, but I think some are really great. I think you enjoyed this series more than I would.
Now
I
you make
like
me
this
feel like make me feel like a schmuck for not picking a chick, dude.
because you're a sexist pig. That's right.
I
No, but have you seen Paradise, or have you heard about Paradise?
Nah, I haven't heard about it.
Okay, so this is a Hulu series. I think it's a Hulu original. Um, it plays as a political conspiracy thriller. Then something happens in the first, maybe the second episode, where it just totally flips the script. I don't want to say much more than that because I think it's a great surprise, and I think you will really dig it. So the only problem I have with it is like some of the other episodes don't really kind of fool. It sometimes it made me really crack up because of the logic, but
Mhm.
it ends on a really good way. I think it's a really fun. I mean, it was most. I think did it came out earlier this year or last year? I don't know, but yeah, it was fun. It was it's definitely a show that took risk, and a lot of people were talking about it. Now she's like kind of the main villain in this movie or in the show.
Oh, she's a villain.
I would say if there is a villain yeah, she's got to be the villain. Yeah, she's the villain. Yeah, yeah.
But
And,
no, she was amazing in Mayor. That was so
oh,
good.
so heartbreaking in Mare.
Dude, I
And
cried like a bitch. That was so good, man. It was so good.
So amazing. Yeah, I think, and then really, and you're playing. She's acting opposite Kate Winslet, who's also in the top of her game in that show, and she's kind of blowing her away in some of those scenes. And I think, I thought she was really, really good, really good. And I think, like I was saying, because she is mostly known as the co-star. She was. I remember she played Weird Al Yankovic's mother in that biopic spoof, and so she's able to make fun of herself and play wacky parts, not always being the dramatic actress. So uh, yeah, so I think she's look, like I was saying, but both of these picks, Eric Bana and her, maybe they're not younger actors. They're definitely up there and getting up there in age, and maybe they're now hitting that uh stage where they're kind of more gonna get more invited to play character parts and stuff. But yeah, I think they both of these actors deserve big projects, and I think even a bigger spotlight.
I gotta
uh
say, I think with her,
mhm.
I want to say they tone her down because I've seen her before dressed up for things, and she is stunning.
Mhm.
She is incredibly
Yeah,
good looking, but for most of her roles, they want to make her not homely, but very average and very like
yeah.
almost you'd miss her walking down the street. She doesn't pop, but she pops when she dresses. But you were missing one of her best performances, dude.
Mhm.
Dream Scenario.
Yeah,
She
she was
was
the
so
wife.
good. Yes.
She was
That movie
Nicolas
was
Cage's wife. Yeah.
that movie was great. Okay, it's so funny because my wife liked Nicolas Cage when all his movies were shit. And now where his movies are getting good, she doesn't like him. So she wouldn't sit through this one either. But she's got like her wires crossed. Like you know what it was? She fell in love with Valley Girl.
Well,
And
Valley was
that's
really good.
yeah, and for her, like a girl at that time, that was like,
Mm,
oh my god.
mm.
But I mean, she
Heartthrob, yeah.
likes yeah, she likes the fucking the deer in the headlight special bus look on his face, and I love this new look with him with doing all these crazy like independent like these are good roles, you know what I mean? These are solid flicks. But I mean, she was so good. Yeah, she was amazing in that. She's been in like a lot of things, and I don't know if it's that she falls under the wire, but like I don't want to say she's forgettable. It's just
Mm,
she does a great job, but then it's almost like because they kind of downplay her in as a second fiddle, like you said,
mhm.
it seems like she's in nothing, and then you look up her credits, and she's in a lot of stuff you've seen. So
Yeah,
that's what's
yeah,
weird, man.
yeah.
Yeah, like I
And
just saw her in The Amateur. It was so good.
I just saw her in an amateur and go, oh man, she's great, and she's a
Yeah.
great actress. And this is a kind of a throwaway part. It's a government official.
Dude, that all
I
her
still love the movie, but
it could have all been shot in one day, all her lines. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah.
practically, yeah. But watch Paradise. I think I don't want to give it too much away, but I think you will love the twists or whatever, like the reveal in, like, I want to say the first or second episode, and get back to me and tell me
No.
what you think.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'll check it. There was somebody said Paradise, and I was thinking Parasite, and I'm like, she wasn't a Parasite.